Hello children, welcome back to the digital class of Social Studies. Today we have an interesting topic, that is Sustainable Development with Equity. We shall discuss today part 1. Let us see the learning outcomes of today's session. By the end of the session, you will be able to brief about the concepts like PCI, per capita income, HDI, Human Development Index, and GDP, Gross Domestic Product. Explain the meaning of sustainable development, classify the functions of the environment, describe the impact of overusage of water, and explain about the impact of spraying the pesticides. So let's go into the topic. Can you tell me the meaning of sustainable development? Development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs is known as sustainable development. In other words, a better quality of life for everyone now and for generations to come. See, if you look at this picture, suppose this is present generation. So, whatever needs are being fulfilled by the present generation, it has to be fulfilled by the future generation also. They should not compromise for the needs. So, this is known as sustainable development. Development must take place in all the three aspects, that is social, economic, and environment. So, when all these three aspects fulfill the needs, then only it is known as development. Before we go into detail, first let us understand the basic concepts like economic growth and economic development. Let us see the difference between economic growth and economic development. Economic growth means an increase in real national income or national output. So, do you know what is national income? National income is total income of the country. So, what is national output? It is the total output, that is the total production of the country. So, economic growth refers to an increase in the national income or national output. But what is economic development? Economic development means an improvement in the quality of life and living standards of the people. See, just by earning income, the quality of life will not change. We are seeing many poor people in our country, isn't it? So, economic development considers all the different aspects of the life. So, quality of life should increase and the living standards of the people also must increase. Then only we can categorize the country into a developed country or developing country. So, this is the difference between economic growth and economic development. Indicators of economic development. So, how the economic development is measured? There are three indicators. First one is PCI, that is per capita income. Per capita income can be measured by using the formula national income by total population. So, already we have discussed what is national income. It is a total income of the country. So, national income divided by total population gives per capita income. Per capita income can also be told as average income of the person, right? The second indicator is GDP, that is Gross Domestic Product. What is the meaning of Gross Domestic Product? Total value of goods and services produced in a country in a year. So, whatever production is taking place in a country in a particular year, that is known as GDP, that is Gross Domestic Product. So, PCI measures only the income of the country, whereas GDP measures the total production of the country. Okay, but these two are not enough for development. So, what is the other indicator? It is HDI, Human Development Index. Human Development Index can be measured by considering health, education, and standard of living. So, quality of life can be improved with the indicator, that is Human Development Index. So, I hope you have understood about the indicators of economic development. So, let us see the workforce in India. Look at the picture. Here you can see that the people are carrying some carriages, lunch boxes. So, these lunch boxes will be given to the employers working in the office or a company. So, these workers are in an unorganized sector. They are not going to office for working, they are going to office for supplying the lunch boxes. So, these people are under unorganized sector. So, more than 90% of the workforce is in the unorganized sector in India. Incomes of both self-employed and wage workers in the unorganized sector are very low. You can see many workforces, like you can see vegetable vendors, fruit vendors, these are all under unorganized sector. So, their income is very low. Even the wage workers who are working for daily wages, agricultural laborers, their wages are also very low compared to the organized sector. Then, why so much difference? Because of inequalities in the distribution of income. See, even if the GDP, that is the gross domestic product, that is the total production is increasing, it is benefiting to only few people in the country. So, who are those? Only rich people. Rich and wealthy people are the people who are able to buy these goods, whatever goods are produced in the country. But what is happening to the poor people? They are still deprived of the basic necessities. Even the minimum facilities are not provided to the poor person. So, this is because of the unequal distribution of income. Okay. So, that does not mean development, right? Because it should develop equally. Equity means equally. So, let us see the distribution of households in India based on annual income. This is a survey made in the year 2010. So, let us see the hierarchy here. You can see at the bottom there are 135 million households. These people are called as deprived. Deprived means very poor people. Their annual income is less than rupees 1.5 lakhs. And above that is 71 million households. These people are called as aspirers. Aspirers means who still have some hope, who are still striving to get better income. So, their income is between rupees 1.5 to rupees 3.4 lakhs. Then 31 million households, these come under middle class. Middle class income is between 3.4 lakhs to 17 lakhs annually. And at the top, at the apex level, there are 3 million households and they are called as rich people. So, these people earn rupees 17 lakhs annually. So, this shows the unequal distribution of income in our country. So, as I told you, the three aspects have to be fulfilled. What are those? Social, economic and environment. So, we have seen the social and economic. There are many inequalities in the distribution of income. Their income is very less, even they are unable to buy the goods. So, what is the third aspect? Environment. So, because of the production, that is when the production increases, it is leading to the decrease in the environmental resources. So, during the production process, many resources are utilized. So, what is happening during the production? Production is increasing, but there is decrease in the environmental resources. And not only that, it is leading to many environmental issues. Why the resources are depleting? Because of environmental issues. What are environmental issues? Like deforestation, soil erosion, rising dependence on fossil fuels, industrial emissions, use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture, and climate change. We are all experiencing the environmental issues in the present situation, isn't it? So, that's why we have started Haritaharam for planting trees and to protect from soil erosion, etc. So, these were the basic concepts which we have discussed till now. Let us see what we are going to learn in this chapter. So, in this chapter, we will explore the relationship between development and environment and people. How has expansion of economic activities affected different aspects of environment? What is economic activity? Any activity which is done to earn income is known as economic activity. For example, teacher, doctor, or even a peon, attender, anyone, whoever is earning income, he is doing some activity and he is earning some income. So, this activity is known as economic activity. Alright? Then, so how these activities are affecting the environment? What has development meant for people's access and rights to natural resources and their lives? So, in this chapter, we will be discussing how these natural resources, are they accessible to the people? Is everyone having the same right as others? So, all this we will discuss in this chapter. Can there be different models of development? So, first let us begin with the relationship between environment and development. So, as I told you, during the production process, natural resources are utilized. What are they? Land, water, minerals and ores, products from trees and animals. How these resources are provided by the environment and how they are not damaging, how it is damaging the environment, we will discuss. So, before that, we should understand what are the functions of environment. Functions of environment, there are two functions, source function and sink function. Very simple, source function means environment that provides resources to the society, and sink function is absorption. Whatever waste materials are discharged into the atmosphere or the environment, it is being absorbed by the environment again. So, these are the two functions of environment. So, let us see in detail now. Source function. So, as we have discussed, natural resources are utilized by all the three sectors of the society. That means environment is providing resources to the economy. The potential of an environment to provide these resources is referred to as environment's source function. So, from where are we getting the resources? It is provided by the environment. So, the potential, that is the capacity of the environment in providing the resources, is known as environment's source function. This function is depleted as resources are consumed or pollution contaminates the resources. So, now we are seeing that water has become scarce, minerals are getting scarce. Why? What is the reason? Because either they are contaminated or overused. We are using it, we are consuming these resources. So, due to consumption and due to pollution or contamination, the source function is depleted. Environment is not able to provide proper resources to the economy. Okay? Then, next function is sink function. Look at the picture. What do you see here? The waste materials or the garbage, right? They are dumped into the water. And another image, this image shows that discharge of waste materials or chemicals from the industries. So, what is this doing? It is depleting the sink function also. That is, absorption function is also depleted. What is sink function? Sink function describes an environment's ability to absorb and render harmless waste and pollution from various activities. Like if you take example of agricultural sector or industrial sector. So, what are they doing? They are releasing many gases into the atmosphere. So, sink function is, suppose for example, if you pour water on soil, what happens? It sinks. The water sinks into the soil, isn't it? So, that means what is the soil doing here? It is absorbing, right? In the same way, environment also observes. What does it observe? It observes the harmful waste and pollution from the environment, and again it gives back harmless waste and pollution. Okay, pollution free environment to the economy. So, but this function is also depleting, right? What are the waste materials which are being observed by the environment? See, unwanted byproducts of production and consumption like exhaust gases from combustion. So, you can see whatever gases are released during combustion, these gases are being observed by the environment. Then, water that is used to clean products in the industrial sector, in the industries, the water is used to clean some products. So, that is also the waste materials are observed by the environment. And discarded packing and goods that are no longer wanted are observed by the environment. So, whatever packing goods are used, they are not being utilized by the people. So, these things are also being observed. But because of plastic, the plastic things cannot be observed by the environment. So, what is happening? It is again polluting the environment, right? So, with this is the reason why the sink function is also depleted. When waste output exceeds the limit of the sink function, long-term damage is caused to the environment, and this has been said to affect the carrying capacity of the environment, that is, the capacity of the environment to support economic production and consumption in the future. In the past 50 years of economic development, both these functions of the environment have been overused. So, what happens when everything is overused, wastage is done, the capacity of the environment is depleted, it is reduced. So, now the environment is not in a position to observe these waste materials. That is the reason why the pollution has increased in our surroundings. So, who is responsible for this? This is because of human activities, isn't it? So, let us see a few examples how the environment is affected. First example. So, do you know what was used for irrigating agricultural fields in the earlier days before technology? Yes, it is well. Yes, this is called as 𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧, and this could irrigate 2 to 3 acres of land. And this is a manual work. You have to draw the water from the well. Agriculture was limited to rainy season, and large areas were rain-fed dry lands. As you can see in the picture, some regions are rain-fed. That means they depend only on rains. So, this is a picture of Rajasthan. There is a lot of scarcity of water. So, they completely depend on rainy season. Energy resources were introduced. So, first we have seen that 𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 that is wells were used to irrigate the water. You have to draw the water from the well, right? But after the introduction of energy resources, what are the energy resources? Pump sets, right? Pump sets run on electricity. So, it became very easy for cultivating the crops. You can see in the picture, this is the pump set, right? Let us see the impact of pump sets. There are advantages as well as disadvantages. Like initial phase, in the beginning when the pump sets were introduced, there was relief from drudgery. Drudgery means, see, as we know that we have to draw the water from the well. So, it is a manual work, it is very hard work, right, and very slow process. But due to introduction of pump sets, this drudgery has been reduced. Then lifting of water became very easy. Water was available in plenty. Open wells had water at 10 to 15 feet deep, at most 100 feet depth. So, after the introduction of pump sets, it has become very easy to get the water. Even from the 100 feet also, we could draw the water, right? But what happened in the second phase? In the beginning, it was very useful. But lifting of groundwater by electric and motor pumps, water table started going down. groundwater is being drawn from 100 feet depth. So as you started using pump sets, drawing the water has increased. What happened to the level of the groundwater? It started decreasing. That is because of the over usage of water. Okay. Now even if you go 100 feet depth also, we are not able to get the water from the ground. You need to go beyond 100 feet to get the water. So what should be done? The groundwater has to be recharged. So how is groundwater recharged? Already you must have learnt in your previous classes. Okay? Yes. How it can be recharged? Natural groundwater recharge occurs as precipitation falls on the land surface, infiltrates into soils and moves through pore spaces down to the water table. So one process is through precipitation, that is water cycle, like the water on the land surface from oceans, seas and all, it evaporates. Even from the plants also, the water evaporates through a process called transpiration. So the evaporated water, it precipitates and again it falls back on the ground. So this water, when it falls on the land surface, it penetrates into the soil. In this way, the groundwater is recharged. This is a natural process. Another natural process is also can occur as surface water leakage from rivers, streams, lakes and wetlands. So you can see here, this is runoff water. Water which is running from streams, lakes and rivers. They flow on the surface of the soil or the land. So when this water, runoff water flows on the land surface, some of the water is penetrating into the soil or the ground. In this way, groundwater is recharged. But now there is a threat to the groundwater. What is the threat? The groundwater is under serious threat of overuse in many parts of the country. Nearly 1/3 of the country is pumping out more groundwater than what goes in as recharge. About 300 districts have reported that a water level decline of 4 meters during the past 20 years. Groundwater overuse is particularly found in the agriculturally prosperous regions of Punjab and Western Uttar Pradesh. So we all know that due to Green Revolution first started in Punjab and Haryana. So these regions are agriculturally prosperous regions. So what is happening due to Green Revolution? They are using high yielding variety seeds and even chemical fertilizers are also used. So because of this, the water, high yielding variety seeds needs lot of water. So for that they need to pump more water than required. So in this way, the ground level water has been decreased in Punjab and Western Uttar Pradesh. So let's do one activity. Why do you think has the modern method of lifting water proved to be unsustainable? Another threat of groundwater is the quality of groundwater is deteriorating along with the quantity. So not only quality is reducing, even the quantity is also reducing. In 59% of districts in India, water from hand pumps and wells is unsafe for drinking. Earlier, we used to use hand pumps, bore wells for drinking water, but now this water is not safe because of industries. This is because of contamination of groundwater from chemical industrial waste from agriculture and industry. Water is being used as a sink to dump all kinds of waste and toxic substances. You can see in this picture, these are the industries which are discharging chemical waste into the water. So this water is not safe for drinking. So this is a threat. So that we have seen how water is getting polluted. Now let us see another example. Impact of pesticides on environment. We are using lot of pesticides to kill pests. But what is the impact of environment? You can see the pictures here. So how the pesticides are being sprayed. In 1962, Rachel Carson, she wrote a book called Silent Spring. In that book, she has written about the impact of spraying DDT. What is DDT? Dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. DDT is used for mosquito control, but it has impact on birds and human beings. Metals contained in pesticides do not decompose from the environment, but instead accumulate inside living organisms. So, when DDT is sprayed, the metal which is present in this pesticide, it do not decompose in the environment. What is happening? See, mosquitoes, they breed in water. So, mainly DDT is sprayed in the water, and the aquatic animals like fish which live in the water, they are accumulating this metal in a very minute quantity. Okay. See, look at this picture. You can see it is sprayed in the water to kill mosquitoes which are breeding in the water. So, what is happening here? It is being accumulated by the fish which live in the water. In a very minute quantity, this metal enters the body of these living organisms. But the birds, when they eat many fish, then this metal is being accumulated by the birds and it becomes dangerous to the life of the bird. So, this is the impact of pesticide, that is DDT. Rachel Carson also showed that insects like mosquitoes quickly develop resistance to DDT sprays. So, DDT is used to control mosquitoes, to kill mosquitoes, but according to Rachel Carson, she says that mosquitoes, they get quickly resisted by this DDT spray. So, they are not being killed. Another one is lethal impact of pesticides in India. Lethal means dangerous or threat to life or death causing diseases. So, what is the impact? When this pesticide, that is Endosulfon, it was sprayed in 1976 by Kerala government to control the pest in cashew crop. So, cashew crop was protected from the pest. So, the government of Kerala, it carried out treatment of 15,000 acres of land with Endosulfon, which was sprayed by helicopter. This happened in Kasaragod on the northern part of Kerala. So, you can see helicopters were also used to spray this pesticide to control the pest on the cashew crop. But what happened? What is the impact of this? And this continued for 25 years. So, 25 years is not a short time. It is a very long period. So, because of this, the total environment got polluted and the people who lived there started suffocating. They were suffocating and even they were affected by many diseases like cancer and deformities in their body. So, here you can see the deformities, that is the shape of the bones change. They won't be able to walk. So, this is the deformities in the legs. Spraying of Endosulfon has been banned by a court order after people started protesting in Kerala because many people were affected. Gradually, there has been a fall in disease and a general increase in well-being. Ironically, only 1% of the pesticide actually acts on the pest. The rest goes into our system through food, water and the environment. So, this Endosulfon, which is used to kill the pest on cashew crops, it just enters in a very minute percent, only 1% of it enters the body of pest. Remaining all, it is entering the body of the human beings and animals through food or through environment. Here is another activity for you. Why was it considered necessary to go to the court to stop the use of Endosulfon. Now it's a revision time. Let us see what we have discussed till now. We have learnt about PCI, per capita income, HDI, Human Development Index, and GDP, that is gross domestic product. HDI is considered as one of the main indicators for the development of the economy. Then we have also discussed the meaning of sustainable development, relation between environment and development, impact of using pump sets on groundwater, impact of pesticides like Endosulfon on animals and human beings. Evaluation. Answer the following questions. Any adulterated elements leak into the ground, filtration, and are carried into groundwater reservoir is known as land contamination, noise pollution, water pollution, or air pollution. Adulterated means which is harmful. The word sustainable development came into existence in the year 1992, 1978, 1980 and 1987. And write a brief note on the inequality in India based on the graphs given on page number 146 of your textbook. So with this, we come to the end of this session, that is Sustainable Development with Equity Part 1. For better understanding of the concepts, solve the worksheets, please visit the official website of SCERT for worksheets. I hope the session was interesting for you. Have a nice day. Let us meet in part 2. Thank you.